Do you know what two words I hate? Necessary and evil. Especially when it's like necessary evil. But the fact of our life right now is that if you are trying to do something creative that you want to put in front of people, necessary evils are going to happen. And social media, all of social media, falls into that freaking category. Greetings, everyone. Hello again. My name is David. I hope you had a lovely Halloween. There has been a lot going on here with me, with the stuff that I've got cooking in every single direction, it seems, and it's a little overwhelming, but I'm trying to get a handle on it all. I appreciate you being here right now. So I wanted to talk a little bit about social media and my perspective in terms of a writer who's trying to publish a book, and the fact that you have to kind of reach out there and be in front of people if you believe that you have a story that's worth telling and a story that would resonate with somebody, much like these videos, much like I hope these do with people as well. The fact of the matter is, today, in our society, we live in a very Instagram society. Everything is instant, and you are seeing the absolute best version of everybody on social media pretty much all the time. And quite honestly, it's sort of sickening to me because I feel like I'm seeing past that veil. What do I mean by an Instagram society? What I mean is, on Instagram, somebody takes a picture, it's a selfie of themselves, and it's going to have the best filter and the best lighting, and it's going to be in the best location, and it's going to be the best meal that they're about to eat with all sorts of fancy stuff on it. Garnish. You don't eat the garnish. Yeah, you don't eat the garnish. So it's all of these best glimpses of somebody's life. And the thing with that is that if you are the type of person that tends to get a little down on yourself, or you're in a place where it's kind of hard to look at your life the way it is, and you're sitting there and just mindlessly scrolling and just seeing perfection, filters and all that kind of stuff, it really does weigh you down. Because you're thinking to yourself, like, my God, my life is not this perfect. What you don't realize is that that person's life is not perfect. But they're showing you, in order to feel better, I guess, the absolute best little clips of their life that they can produce on a tiny screen on a phone. Now, let me preface this all by saying that I have an Instagram account, and I do put up pictures, and I put filters on them, and I make sure that they're decent pictures, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, obviously, I'm a pretty self-deprecating guy, so I'll put up some goofy stuff here or there, or say something, weird or funny or what have you. But, the point is, we all kind of get involved in that, and Instagram, I think, for me, is the least used social media platform that I have. Nope, scratch that. That's Facebook, but that's going to end up changing. I'll get to that in a second. So for me, my social media beginning was Facebook maybe 12 years ago, something like that. I've had the account for a while. And just got on there because everybody was on Facebook, and everybody was playing Farmville, and everybody was doing like their top 5 albums of all time and all those cool things that Facebook doesn't do anymore. And now, like, I talk to my kids, and they're like, Dad, like, Facebook is for old people. And I'm like, well, whatever. So I did take a year off of social media. I took a complete year off of Facebook and everything, Instagram, like all the stuff, and just kind of let that go away for a while and focused on the business that I was running and everything else. And that did help, and it gave me a different perspective when I came back because I wasn't really in the thick of all of that. And I think that little step back is what allowed me to pull back the veil on all of the insane social media stuff that we have going on. So enter in writing, and I have a book that I'm working on, and I want the darn thing published, and I want it to get out to as many people as I can get it out to, because I believe it is a story worth telling. So if you talk to anybody that's in the writing game, they're like, well, you have to have a social media presence. I don't really want a social media presence in these terms, because they're like, you have to have an account on absolutely everything. You have to be on Snapchat. You have to be on this, that, and the other. You got to be posting everything constantly, and so on and so forth. And that's just a lot. Like, it's a lot for a dude who's got 3 kids and is running his own business and all this other stuff that I have going on. So I can't really, like, I need a whole social media team to do all this kind of stuff. And I don't have a social media team. So here's a rundown of what I have going on, and I just want to tell you my perspective on dealing in these environments as an INFJ, or as somebody who's got some insecurities and anxieties and everything else, because that does impact very heavily how I use different social media platforms. First one is Twitter. Twitter is like, it's like being in a lion's den with a steak strapped to your face. Because it's just a matter of time before you make a move or make some kind of noise, and the entire Twitter outrage machine is going to be on top of you in an instant and shredding you to pieces. Twitter is like a scary place. Now, I'm very fortunate in that I deal with writing community Twitter. It's the hashtag writing community. And that makes it a little bit easier because those are really good people. And I've made some very excellent connections that way and have made some really good friends. And it's just it's a nice little ecosystem within the dumpster fire crap show that is typical Twitter. Then you have Instagram. I have an Instagram account. I post to it here or there, like, hey, look, I just got a tattoo, or hey, look, this is something that I'm eating, or hey, look, this is my snake, or whatever. So it's just little things here or there to keep up with people that I just know personally, but I don't think I post there more than once every couple weeks. That should probably change. I just can't. I can't deal with this stuff. Then we go to Facebook. Facebook I have almost essentially ignored for a very long time. After that year hiatus, coming back to it was just like, meh, like I'm here for, some family and stuff like that, but that's pretty much it. Once I shut my business down, my karate school, I didn't need the page anymore, so I closed that down, and really there was a lot less activity. Now I say that in one sentence, and in the very next sentence I'm saying that I'm back on Facebook and created an author page on there. And if you would, I'll leave the link down there. Go check it out. I put up a really funny introduction video on there for the cover of it. And I'm hoping to create a place, because I've seen a lot of feedback from all of you on this channel where you're saying, you know what, this feels like my tribe. Like, these are my people that are commenting. The stuff that I guess I'm saying is resonating with a lot of you, just about being who we are. And I kind of wanted the Facebook place where, people could go and talk to each other, and I'll post some stuff up from time to time. Updates on the crazy projects that I have going on, starting podcasting soon, so that's like another thing. And anyway, so kind of getting back into that, but still at that arm's length sort of distance. Then we come to you people and YouTube. I love doing this, and I know it's like kind of weird, and we are INFJs, we're extroverted introverts. I said that wrong on a video before, and a lot of you commented. I know I just misspoke. But I don't mind this kind of thing, and though I'm introverted, like right now I'm just talking to a camera, and I'm in solitude in my own house, and it's quite lovely, by the way. So this really doesn't feel like that kind of crowd interaction that it is in the comments section. So it's a different feel for me doing something like this, as opposed to actually being within a crowd where everybody's talking to you and all those kinds of things. So I can control when I respond to comments. I can do all sorts of fun stuff like that. Now, this does come with a different set of issues. And that issue is being an INFJ on a YouTube channel. Because I'm a mature guy, right? So I've been through a lot. I have my own experiences. I know myself by now and how I work and how I think. It doesn't always work out great. Like, I don't listen a lot of times as much as I probably should. But I know who I am, and that's really important, and just that identity is really important. Here, the vast majority of comments that I get on my videos are just appreciative. Thank you. Thank you for showing yourself. I had a whole video about what I had to do to get out of depression. Like, these are things that I feel are important to share, because it's not the perfect stuff that you're seeing in a lot of places. If you look at a lot of, especially a lot of INFJ stuff, my goodness, wherever you go, the videos are very polished, and they're pop science. INFJs do this, that, and the other, and this is what an INFJ is like at a restaurant, and this is what an INFJ is like when he's dating, and this is what an INFJ is like, and so on and so forth. And I'm like, dude, like, look, I am one. Let me just tell you what my life is like and how I go through things and how I think through stuff, and hopefully that resonates, and I believe it has. But still, every once in a while, I get a comment like this one. Now it's up here, and it's up here with the dude's username because it's a public comment, so I don't care. That's fine. And ignoring the obvious, that this person clearly just, I'm not like, not trying to judge, but just there are some grammatical hints that this person is likely not a clinical psychologist. I'm just saying. I just think that clinical psychologists would, use a capital letter to start a sentence. Maybe. So at any rate, I've received hundreds and hundreds of comments on these videos, and almost all of them, 99% of them are just, they're amazing. You're amazing people. And it's so cool to have people that, like, just something that I'm creating and just doing in my house and launching out there is something that resonates with you. It's an incredible feeling. And then I get one like this, and I know it's ridiculous, and I know it's not correct, and there's so much weight in the other on the other side of positivity, and then I get this one little negative thing. And let me tell you something, because I know who I am. This comment wrecked me for hours and hours. It gave me an identity crisis. All of a sudden, I'm like, somebody doesn't believe I am who I am. Oh no. And maybe it's the INFJ thing, like my external feeling just went nuts and just started absorbing this, and then all of a sudden all those doubts and fears just came in, and I'm like, holy crap, I'm not authentic. Everybody's going to see me. I'm a freaking fraud, and all of this terrible stuff is going to happen, and my universe is crumbling, and who am I really? Like, this stupid thing gave me an existential crisis, and I don't know why. Well, I know why. This is what I am. This is what I do. But it does go to show you how one little thing can cut. Now, if you mention something like this to somebody who is, I don't know, an INTJ, they're going to be like, stop. Like, stop right now. And I get it, and a lot of people don't understand how we are and our alien nature when it comes to this kind of stuff. But something like this is what happens. It happens all the time. I've received a total of, less than 10 negative comments, and each one of them has bothered me to no end. And it's just the way it goes. I'm just trying to be honest and open up and show you what's going on in my head here when I'm doing this. Now, the flood of positivity I get really does help, because it's kind of like armor against these sorts of things, but it still does happen, and it comes up in my head, and it bothers me a great deal. Just get it off the screen. I don't want it on there anymore. Then I start thinking in my brain, okay, if this has happened, I'm having this identity crisis because of this one ridiculous comment, then, obviously I'm questioning all of this now, and I'm going crazy, and now I'm stuck in that stupid NITI loop in my head, going over this and over it and over it and over it and over it, and I'm like, well, wait. Well, that just kind of validates everything that I'm going through, doesn't it? ESFJs don't go through that. Come on. Oh, God. So I guess my point to this whole thing is that there's a very wild and woolly world out there as far as social media goes. And as INFJs, just any little thing can kind of set us off like this, like that stupid comment does for me. So you have to sort of be able to control the environment that you're in. It's okay to use social media. It's okay to connect with people. That's something that we deeply desire to do. And using it for that purposes is fantastic. And that's the vast majority of every interaction I've had. But every once in a while, the bad stuff comes up. And when it does, it really is pretty bad, and it hits you pretty hard. So I'll cut it right there. Just my thoughts for today as this kind of week has been wrapping up. I've got a bunch more content planned. I'm going to try getting back to my 2 videos a week coming next week or possibly the week after, just to kind of keep cranking these things out, because I really enjoy reaching out to you guys and talking to you, and I've had a blast. I've responded to every single comment on every single video in like all of them, and to me that's like a really fun thing to do, because I love the engagement and the interaction. So please, pretty please, if you're still watching, I hope you are, hit the links that are down there. Obviously, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Please like the video. I really do appreciate that. But go ahead and check out my Facebook author page. Find me on Twitter. I'm going to leave links up to all sorts of stuff. I'm just trying to figure this out. That's the way it goes. Anyway, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I hope to see you on the next video.